everybody, it's Restita on the Tobacco Lassie channel. Thanks for tuning in. I just want to do a quick little review on the Kamry K-101. This is my second mechanical mod. My first one being a gripper from Mad Vapes, and I did a review on that earlier this month, but or last month I should say. And I just got this in the mail yesterday. And I must say it's a sturdy little device. As far as mechanicals are concerned, this is my my first, I guess, tube mechanical. I've been looking at the Bagua and the Chiyus and the other mechanicals and stuff like that, and I decided, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and start with the K100 series. I was going to get the K100 because I kind of like the ribbing on the K100, but the Kamry K101 isn't so bad at all, actually. In fact, I guess it looks like a screwdriver with the way the housing is. So the housing is a little bit different in that it's more flattened, angular, as opposed to rounder and ribbed like the K101 or than the K100. I'm getting my 100s mixed up. But with that said, let's talk about the build a little bit. It is very sturdy. Now it takes batteries all the way from 18350 all the way up to 18650 because it's telescopic, and I'll go ahead and undo it here in a little bit. And it is kickable with an 18500 battery in it. I haven't bought a kick yet, but I think I might. But anyway, let's go ahead and start from the bottom. It is a bottom button, bottom fire, and it's got a nice little locking ring here to prevent any misfires. So this little locking ring here, you turn it to the left to turn it on, and you can fire it there, and to lock it, and just turn it to the right. Now I find the locking ring to be a bit counterintuitive for me personally, because every time I want to turn it on, because I normally turn it on holding it in my left hand, when I turn it on I want to turn it to the right, but that's off. So I've been over the last day or so I've been training myself to hold it in my right and turn it away from me that way, so that way I'm actually turning it on. So, but other than that, it's just a matter of me training myself, I guess, to be able to turn it on or off with the locking ring. Okay, and it is a nice sturdy locking ring. I can set it down and it won't misfire. However, even with it on, the spring, the internal spring, is actually strong enough so that way I can still set it on the fire button and it won't go off. So I think that's pretty cool. But with that said, all right, so what we're gonna do now is actually let's take the this part off. It comes with a cartomizer sleeve. It's not a drip tip, so you can't use it as a drip tip because it doesn't have the O-rings in it. It's just a nice cosmetic cover. Now I've got a 45 millimeter clear cartomizer in here. However, the sleeve is meant for the standard 35 millimeters, so my carto kind of sticks up a little bit from it, and it kind of drives me insane, but what can you do? But I do like the sleeve being there because it adds a little bit of stability to the connection between the Clearo and the battery pin there. All right, so let's go ahead and take that off. So there's that. Take this off and put that to the side there. Okay, so lots of options as far as like tanks or Clearos or carts that you can put on there. So let's go ahead and unscrew it now. It's got a nice knurled knob here for the battery. I've got a 18650 in there right now. So it is in its full length mode for right now. where to put all this stuff. There we go. So to adjust it, you just screw it down. Now I prefer to use it with an 18350 battery in there because I like it smaller. I like to be able to put it in my pocket and stuff like that. It does take a little while to get it screwed down, but when you do get it screwed down, you're good to go. And it's actually very stealthy when you screw it down. So let's put a bat in there, and as I said earlier, the spring on the end cap, on the battery cap, is pretty strong. Put that on there, and you can adjust it down to meet the battery. It is a little squeaky, but I haven't treated the threads yet. All right, so that's on there. So let's go ahead and put this back on there. Now I've been vaping. I had a iSmoka tank on here earlier, and it works really well. I also had a iClear 16 on here, and it works really well. All right, so now we're get it in there. So now we're pretty stealthy now. It's not very long at all. Pretty small, and I like that, to be able to stick it in my pocket. So now let's kind of see how it vapes. I'll turn the camera up here a little bit. All right. Gotta make sure that everything's screwed in there nice. Let's find out. Is it firing? There we go. All right. Here we go. So it's good. It's nice consistent vape. I am interested in getting a kick for it, just to see how it does with a kick. But other than that, it provides nice flavor. Pretty tasty. Now, as far as the aesthetics of it, oops, there we go. I really like the look of it. As I said a little bit earlier, it feels sturdy. It doesn't feel like it's going to break here. It does rattle a little bit. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but that's just the internal sleeve, the one that we screwed down. Okay, that's moving back and forth, and that's fine. It's pretty sturdy regardless. Okay, even with the sleeve on here, it feels even more sturdy because when I take these types of clearamizers and put them on an Ego battery, I feel like I have to be really careful with it because I don't want to break it off from the battery, right? But the sleeve adds a little bit more stability to it, so I have no problem sticking it in my pocket or in my jacket or whatever. So it's really cool. Now, if I do have a complaint about this, it's the only complaint that I have, if I were to have one, is how the locking ring sits really tight on the knurled battery cap. Yesterday I had it in the on button, and I kind of torqued it a little bit, and then when I went to go torque it off, it actually turned the knob a little bit. But other than that, it's if you have the battery cap on pretty tight, then it shouldn't do anything. So like, for example, if you have it on kind of tight, you can kind of see here that if I turn this, then eventually it'll catch on the cap and it'll start turning the cap too. So that that can easily be remedied if you make sure that the oops. There we go. If you make sure that the battery cap is on tight to begin with. Then it won't be that much of an issue. But other than that, it's a great little mechanical. Got it from Hoosier Vapes for $34.99, I believe, so 35 bucks. And I like that it's telescopable. Is that a word? Telescopable? I like that it's telescopic. There we go. I'm just making up words all day. I'm known for that. Again, it takes 35 millimeter carts if you want to use a cart in there. You can use the mega 45 millimeter ones, but as you can see, a little bit sticks up. So if you're not anal about having your drip tip flush with the sleeve, then go for it. I don't think it looks all that bad, but it still kind of drives me crazy. So I might go out tomorrow and get a 35 millimeter cart for it. But other than that, solid mod, great vape. I've yet to wear down the battery a little bit to see how consistent the vapes go, but from what I've heard, it provides a pretty consistent vape. And then it makes it known, obviously, that you need to charge the battery. But we'll see. So anyway, that's my short and sweet review on the Kamry K-101 mechanical. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll talk to y'all next time.